welcome to Brox and Max. Like and subscribe. Got some more junk here for you. This is tucked away in the North 40 here. Don't want to see it get damaged, so it's just kind of in a little safe spot. I bought this in Oklahoma. Had it hauled here. It's a 1966 Mack F model tandem tractor. Now, I don't know much about it because I have not quite made the time to call the Mack Museum to see what's available for information on it. The only thing I can say, I think it might be military. Something's a little weird because we have some rivet holes in the door. So obviously it was some type of a metal placard that was on this truck. And I don't know what that could have been, whether it was military or not. It's in pretty good condition for a cab over. There really isn't a whole lot of rust on this cab. It's got some heavy, thick paint flake going on the roof. Overall, it's in really good shape for what I've seen with F models. And then, to top it all off, two-stick quad box. Let's see. 14-speed quadruplex transmission. I think that's kind of cool. Headliner was intact, but obviously it's coming down. And I just think I don't know anything. I can't verify, so if anybody has anything to say, please comment. I think it baked a little bit in the sun out west. That's why the interior has this weird paint peely that you just don't see here. They rust before paint peels. It's just weird to me. But it made it. It really did. It's got a sliding rear window. Why does it have a sliding rear window? Well, I would say just so people can stand the heat of where this truck actually was. But also, we got some trickery here. Let's see if I can open this window. It's been a while. Apparently we're not going to open the window today. Okay, after some finagling, I got the window open. So, sliding rear window works. But what's this? This is an actual linkage going down to run the PTO for whatever this did. I don't know if it had a dump box on it in its last life, a tugger box, I do not know. I believe the mileage could be accurate, 168,000. All the gauges to me look original. Nothing has really been touched. Let's close this up. Come outside. See what outside is all about, why I think this truck is completely unique. I'm sure F models were built this particular way, but go find them. Before I close the door, let's see what the tag says on here. F609ST 10081 for the serial. See, we got the original floor mat. It really hasn't been messed with all that much. The only thing I don't really particularly care for is, oh, dun dun dun, it's got a 7-Eleven, which isn't the end of the world. I just wish it wasn't a 7-Eleven. It does run. I have a short clip on my page of it running. I'll probably get it running in another video. It's a little bit complex to get it running, and maybe it'll teach somebody a thing or two on how to start an old truck that's been sitting around a while. Then you got all the shift linkage going in to the cab. 2 sticks too. Just somebody had to really be thinking, because you can't even hardly fit a piece of paper in between those sticks in certain points when you're shifting. It has a primitive braking system. You have the linkage to run the brakes, but you have the linkage that goes through the frame. Where does it go? Look underneath the frame here, and there is an air can that actuates the linkage to the back right here. Oh, hang on. What was I thinking? You have this air can running air to this lever on the back side of the frame, hooking this to this rod going to the back. It was an early design for what I believe is, because do these have, no, just a regular little pancake. And this is the pancake. So this was a first idea or design of maxi chambers or park brakes instead of the drive shaft brakes. Got it on this side too. So this axle here has it set up so when you hit the park brake, this actuates. Why else do I think this is cool? Oh yeah, they're not big, but it is a 44 rear with how you can tell it's just got 6 studs, 5/8 studs, as opposed to the 38 rears that have 8 studs, 1/2 inch size studs. It's got an oil bath, air cleaner, and once upon a time you can see that it's red now, but it had some green, it had a little bit of beige. So I'm curious to see what the Mack Museum will come up with. Got these stout quarter fenders. I don't know if those are original or not. They could have been fabricated. Actually, I think they had to have been. Just, they were well built, don't get me wrong, but you can see that, what am I doing without the finger? You can see that it's torch cut to go around that and then welded to a rear cab bracket that it had no business to do that. It should have been bolted on if it was factory. And then you see this was the actual step, just a little single hoop to climb up in there, and they tied this together, which somebody did an immaculately good job. I'm not saying this is not. Got here to check the oil. Where do we add oil? Oh, we add oil right here. Perfect. And then we have this little bit, just this little bit of rod. Nothing extreme, just that much. I will say I'll call that a win in the F model world. These cabs did not last, so. Oh no. Well, there's a hole in the passenger side, but that's all right. This is still intact. Just a unique truck. Got this weird green. It's like an alpine green almost. Single frame. 44 rears. 14-speed quad box. 711. It's just kind of odd. So odd that I had to get it. The only thing that is odder than the driveline is this bumper. I don't know what this bumper actually fits, but it is not true F model. Anybody have any idea what this is? Put something in the comments. Pretty sure it might be maybe GMC, some sort, GM product back in the 70s. Don't know though. Can't say for sure. But everything is intact. Nothing has been stolen off of it. Still has the dogs on the door. It's got the, like I said, on the other side, it's got these weird 4 rivet holes for, you can, I don't know if you can see it, but there's an oval shape placard of some sort to show what this did. Now you can see on the outside of the truck this handle that goes right behind the engine, right beside the engine, with proper brackets going down there, and then it grabs some linkage down here to run the PTO here. So somebody was doing some really tricky thinking. I'm just curious what this truck did in its previous life. It's got this weird setup in the back, so hitch for a trailer, but it's got this drop in the frame a little bit here. Heavy duty piece of steel on the back. I just don't know. I'm kind of at a loss with what this was at the end. It did not have a 5th wheel when I bought it. I just stuck this on here, just doing some thinking myself, because I know it was a tractor. How do I know it was a tractor? Well, you have power lines right there. So, originally born a tractor. Just from my little investigative work here. Again, I need to just call the Mack Museum and see what it actually did. And then we have some custom exhaust work. Don't mind the flex pipe that is no longer there, but mind this action here. We have 4-inch coming out of the manifold. Then we upgrade to a 5. Then we put a little bit of spacing in between there. Stick welding, by the way. That is full-blown, probably 60-10, 60-11. Somebody was doing some thinking. So I would imagine this is pretty thick. You're not going to be doing stick weld on, let's call it sheet metal for exhaust tubing. Then we have this little trick, little bend here. Then we're doing a little straight action here. And then they must have done something, maybe there was a turn right here that's just since rotted off. And then we go right back down to 4-inch before it finally goes up in the air. So somebody was doing some primitive thinking, some really, for what it is, not horrible fabrication work. But all I can say is it is 100%, well, not 100%, 98% complete, minus the 5th wheel that it didn't come with when I got it. But it's Bud wheels all the way around, which makes me think it might be military spec. I will further find information, and then it's got the cast trunnion stand for way back in the day. Maybe somebody will put a comment in there. These are light duty springs, like this is 38, but I call these 44s because of the hub or the axle cap. So this could have been just early 44s, or what they called back in the day 38s, but in today's, if you see that, those are 44s. Then we have an easy service. We have a lubrifiner here. Actually, that might be the main filter for the engine. I believe it is. We have primary. That is not fuel, that's coolant. So we have fuel filter here, and usually there's something here for the spin-on oil filters. So this is the main filter for the engine. So pretty easy to work on, obviously, because there's no sleeper on the back. And then we got more fab work here on the driver's side. So I'm a pretty good sized guy, and when I put my foot on there to climb up this thing, it is not moving at all. So obviously some big burly guy once upon a time probably fell on his rear trying to climb up this thing, or maybe that handle there ripped off, and they said, yep, we were gonna fix that, and fix it they did. So it's just pretty neat to see somebody else's work or ideas to keep a truck rolling down the road. But here it is. Any of this brings back memories, or anybody's run these in, well, UPS had them, or military, feel free to comment. Thanks for watching. Remember, like and subscribe. I'll be making more videos, so stay tuned.